It's day one here at Everest. We're hiking to base camp from Lukla, which is where we flew in from Kathmandu. Very excited to get on the trek today. So today I have some guiding questions that'll just, kind of show me like what I want to learn about zodiacolite and what I can tell you about zodiacolite based on the people I interview and what we learn along the way.
The guiding question for day one is, why do I want to climb Mount Everest? Let's start the story a couple months ago with my packing stages. This is such a good question. What I've grown to love about astronomy is that it's a subject that is multifaceted and interdisciplinary. It truly has played a role in every subject under the sun. Our sky has been observed by cultures all over the world, whether it's for scientific discovery, mythology, planning forms of economic productivity, and other forms of fascination. People have been interested with our sky since we were able to view it. At the end of the day, our sky is what we all have in common. My current fascination with our night sky is something called zodiacal light. According to all the people I've talked to, documentaries I've watched, and all the other resources I've checked, zodiacal light is something that you have to see to believe. Coupled with the lack of light pollution on the trek and my passion for South Asian studies, it just made sense to go on this trip, because I have to see it. I'm going to climb to Everest Base Camp so I can observe zodiacal light and its cultural impacts in the area. So that's it. Here I am. I'll check back with you on day 2.
Hello everyone, it's day 2. So like yesterday, we have some guiding questions that we'll be using today. So get ready to learn more about zodiacal light.
The guiding question for day 2 is, what is zodiacal light? When I bring up the topic of zodiacal light, I bet that some people automatically think of the 13 constellations that are considered the zodiac and the 12 signs that they're associated with. I guess in this situation that 13 didn't seem like a lucky number when people are trying to predict other people's futures. Some people may also not know the difference between astronomy and astrology. It's common for this misconception to occur when people are not familiar with the field. So we're clear, zodiacal light is a term in astronomy, not astrology. Zodiacal light has been observed for over 1,000 years, so naturally there have been a lot of debates and questioning about what exactly it is. In the past, it was thought that this light can be occurring from reflected sunlight shining on the highest layers of the Earth's atmosphere. We now know that while it is indeed reflected sunlight, it is being reflected not off our atmosphere, but rather off a non-uniform distribution of interplanetary material, which is debris left over from the formation of our solar system. Zodiacal light gets its name from the fact that the ecliptic also runs through the 13 zodiac constellations, which have been observed by cultures all over the world and recorded in mythology.
Everyone, it is day 3. Can't wait to teach you more about zodiacal light. I hope you have been thoroughly enjoying what we've learned for the past couple days. I know I have.
So as the guiding question for day 3, what does zodiacal light look like? Since the glow is brightest along the ecliptic, it's logical to assume that asteroids play a major role in its formation, and that's what theorists believed in the mid-1990s. More recently, however, they've come to realize that cometary dust must play a role, though the exact mix has largely been guesswork. When observed, it looks like a pyramid of ghostly glow extending upward in the sky along the ecliptic, which is the path the sun follows through the year. The light is the densest around the sun and is best observed in the mid-northern latitudes. It is best to see the zodiacal light in the evening of February and March and in the morning of September and October, and vice versa if you live in the southern hemisphere. Generally, zodiacal light glows at about the same brightness as the Milky Way. The light is always present in the sky, but some factors such as the time of the year, atmospheric haze, a bright moon, or light pollution can make it harder to see. The same scientists that did the research that I mentioned above about cometary dust makeup of zodiacal light also discovered that this light would have been hundreds of times brighter billions of years ago when the solar system had more comets. This would have created more natural light pollution. Imagine trying to see the stars that make up the zodiacal constellations then.
Hello again, day 4. I cannot wait to teach you some more today. It's one of our last days. Tomorrow's our last day before we get back to Lukla to fly back to Kathmandu, so I'm really excited to give you the real bulk of what we want to know today.
Day 4. What are some cultural implications of this phenomena? Zodiacal light can be confusing to many because when it's easily observed in places such as Southeast Asia or the Middle East, it truly looks like the sun is rising because of the amount of brilliant light it sheds. This can be seen as inconvenient to someone who is trying to sleep, but it's far more inconvenient when key tenets of your religion depend on sunrises and sunsets. Muslims have referred to zodiacal light as the false dawn for over 1,000 years because its timing impacts their tradition so heavily. For example, knowing the difference between this false dawn and the real dawn is important for the timing of prayers in the Islamic world. Other traditions, such as Ramadan, are also impacted because Muslims must fast from sundown to sunrise, so not being able to distinguish a false dawn from a real dawn impacts the accuracy of such practice.
Okay guys, day 5, this is the last day. I'm really excited to share with you all of my guiding questions for today, and my favorite day, of course, is mythology. So can't wait to share some more with you. I'm a little out of breath. This is the hardest day that we've had so far. So I hope this is the best day that you're going to have with the educational components about zodiacal light.
Now we're on day 5, and as I said, this is my favorite day because the guiding question is, what is the mythology behind zodiacal light? I find the overlap between religion and science to be absolutely fascinating. In Hinduism, certain readings cite the Vedas, the earliest scripture that can be traced back to Hinduism, as an interesting source to help us better understand Hindus' views of the cosmos. In Hindu traditions, certain geographical landscapes are seen as sacred. The Himalayas are considered to be one of these, in addition to the Ganges River, which originates in the mountains. Mount Meru is located near Everest in the Himalayas, a trek that has been immortalized in a documentary on Netflix, in climbing magazines, and in Hindu culture. It's a trek that is far more difficult than Everest, one that no one has ever completed. In Hindu mythology, Meru is said to be the center of the universe, and it stands as a physical embodiment of the Hindu god Shiva. The Ganges River is seen as a goddess, flowing down to the people from Shiva's peaks. When early Hindus spoke of other gods seen in the heavens, they were actually referring to the stars in the solar system. In fact, early seals found in the Indus River Valley indicate that Hindus had representations of the zodiac constellations. An elephant to them represents our western sign of Scorpio, a buffalo is our Taurus, a tiger is Leo, and so on.
I'm about to climb to the base camp. Right now, it's the last and most treacherous part of the trail. So I'm bringing you guys with me along the way so I can show you just how exciting it is to get to base camp. Okay. And here I am. It only took, 5 days to get to base camp. And, while that seems really fast, it's really spectacular up here. And I wish you guys could see how amazing it is. But, I'll show you pictures and really take you along my journey. But, I have to go back now. And that's it, guys. I'm home. I made it back from base camp. I had a really safe flight back from Kathmandu, and I just got home from Detroit. So I really appreciate you guys being there with me along my journey to Everest. And I really hope you learned a lot about zodiacal light, because I was so excited to share all of this new information with you. So from me to you again, thank you so much and have a great day.